Hi everyone, I have another review here on my Jordana VM channel for you, and this time it's on the Jordana the new foundation. This is a complete coverage, maximum coverage 2-in-1 concealer and foundation. Had these for a while, have been using them for the last couple of weeks, so I can definitely share with you my thoughts, feelings, how they work, show you a little demo, and just give you my overall take. Would I recommend you guys to buy this? If you want to know my experience, keep on watching. These were purchased actually from the Jordana websites themselves. I don't know if they're available in most beauty supply stores. Definitely check it out wherever your Jordana is. So we'll see if they have these. These are really relatively new. You may have the other ones that are in the bottles and stuff like that. But if you have a beauty supply store that sells Jordana, definitely check it out. Or you can go to the Jordana website, and these are $4.99. Or you can check on Amazon and eBay. Recently shared with my friend Jean-Marie, who has a channel here, Makeup Hungry. She was interested. I'm curious about these, and I found them on Amazon, and they were like $5.40 something. I think they can range from like $5 to even $10. And you get 1 ounce, which is the standard size or amount you get for your foundation. So $4.99 pretty much from the Jordana website, and 1 ounce. So they are pretty much inexpensive. Like they fit me a little more than that. Elf, I think you can get for $6. So the only one that I think is actually cheaper than this, come to think about it, is by Wet n Wild Coverall foundation, liquid foundation, that's in the tube also. So let's look. So pricing is good in terms of how much you get. Really beauty on a budget sort of product. From my knowledge, there are about 12 shades. I was very skeptical because with their powders, I can wear 3 of their medium powders. 3 shades actually work okay for me, because I realized in their formulation generally they always have like a cool tone, a warm tone, and a neutral tone. And similarly, I think with these actually the same thing happened. So I picked up 6, 7, and 8, but I think they go up to 12 if I'm correct. And what I like is that there are really light coverage for really pale skin individuals, and they're really dark colors for those who are really dark chocolate colored girls. So I liked for how inexpensive beauty supply store, drugstore brand, that they did cover a wide range of skin tones and not just make a couple, which is one of the downfalls. I'm not comparing, doing a battle or anything, but compared to the Wet n Wild, they just have very limited shades. So 06 is called Honey Olive. This is 07 Neutral Olive, which looks, of course, actually if you can look at them together, more pinky tone, whereas Honey is warmer. And then the other shade I got was 08 Golden Olive. So you can see the huge jump from 7 to 8. And I actually took this because I said if these two are lighter, I can mix, and which actually is the case. Let me swatch them for you just in case you want to see. And I wouldn't swatch the back of my hand, but I will swatch inside here because I think it's much more closer to my skin tone than the back of my hand. So I will swatch in my inner hand here. So 06 Honey Olive. And I love the packaging. So while I'm doing the swatches, I will talk about the packaging. Packaging is in a tube with a narrow spout so that you actually put pressure here to get out how many you like. You can squirt it on a brush, you can squirt it on a beauty blender, or squeeze it out, not squirt. You can put it on a palette. It works for hands if you use your hands. It works really well for, I find, for application. So 06, this is what it looks like, and you're going to realize that a little goes a long way. Now 06 actually is very close to my skin tone, very close, maybe even just a little tad bit lighter, but it's very close to my skin tone. Then we have 07 Neutral Olive. Just want to make sure because that one is like so close. So that is Neutral Olive number 07, not number 7, 07. And You can see that this one is appearing to be a little lighter. I don't know if you guys can see, it's more pinky toned. Yes, my husband is messaging me, so I'm going to build it a little more. I am doing a video. Usually when he sees me not replying, he assumes that even if I am doing something else, he assumes that I am doing a video. So this is 07 here again. Build up. It is a tad lighter than my skin tone. I don't know if you guys, yes, you guys should be able to see. And then we have 08, which is quite dark. Watch, you can see how dark this is. So if you are, for example, like 2 to 3 shades, and I'm going to wipe this off because I don't want it to tarnish my clothes. If you are like, I think about 3 shades to 4 shades darker than I am, then this is going to work for you. Maybe 3 shades could be like almost exact. So it is about 3 shades darker than my skin tone. So guess what? They work perfect for my it works perfect for me to mix with actually both of them. So with Honey Olive, which is 06, I put a very tiny pea that you're gonna see in the demonstration, or me demoing for you guys, a tiny pea with it for it to actually, which one did I use? I can't remember which one I used. I think it was 07 I used, but because I have a darker powder right now, I did not mix it exactly like my skin tone because I use my BH Cosmetics. But with Honey Olive, I just need to use a small pea size, like really tiny pea size, and I can show you, sorry, like this amount, and add it to Honey Olive. But if I am using 07, which is neutral olive, I put a bit more, like about this much more. And what I love, because of it being in a tube, it's easy to mix and get your skin color. So I usually mix it like that, and I like to mix it without my brush, outside of my brush and all those things, just because I don't want to just to make sure I have an even consistency throughout. So there we go with my skin tone, and that amount right there is enough for me to get my whole, to cover my face. Now first application of this, you're gonna see again from the demo that you're going to get medium coverage, and the more you pack on, the more you're gonna get up to full coverage. I don't think 100% it goes up to full coverage, and you can use it for concealing. I'm rambling. I'm going to show you the demo, and I couldn't do it as a little clip because it was a talk through. I want you guys to hear my take, experience, what worked best to me. So I'll insert it here and I'll come back and continue this review. So yes, I know it's dirty, but I have to throw it away, but I just can't part with it as yet, even though I have a backup. So to get my perfect shade, I'm mixing 08 and 07 together, and 07 has, it says neutral olive, so it's more neutral, but I find it can pull off, it's not as yellow as 06. So I put like 2 parts of this, which is about this much, and then I do a tiny drop because this is just a tad bit darker, lighter for me. Then I put a little, some pea of golden olive. So that's it there, yeah. That's pretty much it for the golden olive. The jump between these two, kind of ridiculous. But anyhow, I usually mix it with, not my fingers, with a little spatula thing, but I don't have it here with me. I don't like to mix it with a sponge or a brush, because I find when I do that, certain like colors stick to the sponge, and so it's not fully blended in. I'm just using what's on my fingers for my areas that need more. So that, and then I just stipple it in. Like I said, it is so thick that this for me has been the best means of application. So I have applied it all over my face, and it is a tad lighter. I do that too because I'm using my BH Cosmetics, which is a tad darker, so when that powder is finished, I will have to put a little more of the 08 in it to just get a little bit more warmer so that I can use a translucent powder. So this is how I make it work. As you can see, it didn't cover up too much of under eyes. I have a little more on my hand that I usually touch up, but I don't think that I can use this fully as concealer, because I mean it did help a tad bit, but I just personally prefer to use the NYX or the Maybelline, or even the is it Collection one that I was gifted. If you have like very light dark circles or blemishes, nothing too heavy or crazy like what I have, then this is going to cover perfectly. But you can see it does not give you a matte look, so if you want a matte look, this is not for you. But if you want like a healthy, see, it covered up that one pretty well. If you just want a nice natural, it does not feel heavy or anything on my face. My face does feel a tad bit not sticky, but moist. But then I use mattifying powders and that work, and I don't find during the day. So the best means of application actually is a beauty sponge, just because of how thick the consistency is. If you like thick foundations, then this is going to work well. If you're a person that likes very light or almost liquid, really thin liquid foundations, like say the Maybelline Fit Me, then you definitely need to add moisturizer or even primer to this foundation to thin it out. It's pretty thick in consistency. I like it for medium complexion, for medium coverage. I think it's good. It works for oily combo skin, because I have not found it to separate or breathe through, or my sweat separates it on my face. It doesn't, I don't find I get movement once I set it, because it does leave your face a bit dewy. I realized that once I set with a mattifying powder, and I have two currently, if you use rice powder, banana powder, those things, it will set really well, and you're not going to look like a grease bag. And it works. I get a good 12 hours wear. Even when I sweat or have a lot of movement, I don't see it like shifting on my face or wiping off. I think I noticed that a lot with my Lorac foundation that I use. It would slip on my face. I have no problem with it. And just so you guys know, I wear glasses, and I don't have all my contacts right now, and I just had on my glasses before putting on this video, before doing this video, and there's nothing there. I can put on my glasses for you guys to see, and leave it on a bit so we can chit chat. But I really like this foundation. I think for the price, it's absolutely amazing. I would recommend it. It's great beauty on a budget foundation. To me, this can go as a high-end foundation. It's really amazing. Love the wear. I didn't tell you, was there any claims? I don't think it was claimed. The only downfall with this foundation is that I don't believe it's a concealer. Like I said in the video, if you have very light dark circles, this foundation, like me, it doesn't really cover everything. I need to correct the dark circle and then put on. If you just lean light coverage, like when I was touching up on the blemishes on my face, it worked really well. So it works, it makes sense, and I would definitely, I mean, I have a ton load of foundations, but outside, to me this is going to be like a top foundation. Definitely going to be something I will grab or go to if you're my skin tone. and you want to put out the money, I would say definitely get these 3, just because this one, the tiny amount you're going to mix with these 2, you're going to end up with this again, more of this. Or if you get only 2, then if you have any lighter foundations, this definitely 08 is going to work for that. And if you are my skin tone, would I recommend 07 or 06? I will go with 06. 06 actually appears to be a tad bit more for tan olive skin, as again 07. 07 is very neutral, a little more to the pinky side of things. So let's take off my glasses, and you guys can see in terms of the transfer, like very minimal. If I do this with a lot of other foundations, you definitely see a breakup of foundation on my glasses and it comes off. So and you will see it here too. So absolutely love the way of this. I give this foundation a 4.5, just because to me I would give it a 5, but it says it's a concealer. Doesn't really work too much as a concealer. Love the range, love the packaging. 4.75. Let's go to 4.75. I love this. Would recommend you guys to get it. If you have it and you use it, let me know what your thoughts, share experience. Also, when you're doing that, share your skin tones, and if you're oily or combo or dry. Don't recommend it so much for dry skins, drier. Don't recommend this for those who have dry skin. I needed to see that, because or too dry. You'll definitely have to use a really moisturizing foundation, not moisturize, really moisturizing moisturizer to use these. Even though you get a nice dewy look, it works for dry to normal. But if you're really dry and you have dry patches on your face, because of how long wearing this is, I think it can make your face dry after you take it off. But in terms of when you apply it, if it's gonna make your face look patchy, and no, I really like this, and I definitely would recommend people to get this and try it out. And I wish it was more readily available. I wish Jordana would actually put more of their products in a lot more drugstores and have them available internationally, because these are super amazing.